This is gonna be a long video, guys. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Wanakins Kitchen and my name is Wande, and I'm so happy that you found your way to this video. I'm also happy because your girl hit over 100 subscribers, guys. I'm so excited about that. It may seem small, but I'm just super excited and I'm proud of myself. A lot of these subscribers are people that I don't know, so I feel like that's really cool that I'm reaching people that I don't even know here from Maryland, and they're probably, you know, somewhere around the world or something like that. So that's pretty awesome. And another reason why I'm excited is because of this particular video. So first thing I want to do is, you know, just set a disclaimer. I am not a medical professional. I am not practicing as a nutritionist. I do have a degree in nutrition, but I have not practiced. This is what worked for me. This is how I got my results. And yeah, before you do any sort of weight loss program or diet, you know, check with your doctor. So that's my disclaimer, guys. Because, you know, yeah, we don't need no problems. We don't want no problems. Let's start off with where I started. So I started at 282 pounds, okay? And my lowest weight was 178 pounds. That's a total of a little over 100 pounds, 104 pounds. Like, dang, how I did it. And if you guys see me looking down at my phone, it's because I took notes because I want this to be a really good video. Somebody just sent me some moolah. Okay, so tip number one that worked for me was staying in my comfort zone to start. Losing 100 pounds or losing any significant amount of weight is not easy at all. What I did was I did everything in like steps. Like I took baby steps. And the first, you know, aspect of weight loss that I took baby steps in was physical activity, so exercise. I was not a physically active kid or person, none of that. After school, I went straight home. I wasn't a part of any sports teams. I didn't do any type of exercise. It was so bad that like I would actually skip gym class. Like I wouldn't even go to gym class. This is kind of off topic, but I even had to get my guidance counselor to beg my gym teacher not to fail me in gym so I wouldn't have an F on my transcripts senior year, guys. Yeah, that's how bad it was. I wasn't a physically active person at all. So to kind of, you know, get my feet wet, I started off really chill, like something that was comfortable for me. And what was comfortable for me was taking walks. So instead of like taking the bus, I would walk to school. And then that gradually, you know, evolved into me walking at the gym. So now when I got into the gym, that was like a foreign kind of environment for me. And it was also kind of intimidating as well. So one of the things I would do is that felt safe for me was to just do cardio. So was to just walk, just walk on the treadmill. So I would walk, or I would do a little bit of elliptical, and then I would leave, and that would be it. Gradually, I began to increase my comfort level in the gym. So I'm like, I feel like I want to run now, you know? So again, baby steps. What worked for me was I would jog the distance of one song, and then I would walk the distance of another song. And like, it just gradually progressed to me starting to run miles. Like just yesterday, like I even shocked myself. I ran 5 miles. I've never run that much before. So I would say just take those baby steps. Once you feel a little bit comfortable where you are, make another move. Lifting weights. So lifting weights is something I do a lot now, but back then, that was another intimidating aspect of the gym. I never stepped on the weight floor. I would only do cardio, like I said. So one thing that I did to help myself be more comfortable, one, I didn't know what I was doing. I had never lifted weights before. So I wasn't just about to roll up into the weight area and start lifting. One thing I would do is I would just look at like YouTube videos about like posture and just females like working out in the weight room and stuff like that, and just kind of like picking up different techniques and tips and stuff like that. And then what I would do is I would go to the gym super early, super early when no one was there, so that like I wasn't, it sucks to say, but like I was definitely worried about what people were thinking about me. But I would go very early, so I would be by myself. So if I felt like if I felt like I looked stupid, no one would see me. So yeah, and from there I just got really comfortable in the weight room, and now it's something I like doing. So just allow yourself time to adjust and get comfortable in the process, would be my advice. So we talked about physical activity and how I kind of increase my level of comfort with physical activity. I'm going to talk about how I, apply that concept with food. So I did what a lot of people might call the common sense diet. So being, 282 pounds, that's a really heavy weight. So any like small modification that I did was gonna have an effect. So the first thing that I modified to kind of give myself a taste of what this, fit fam life is gonna be, or diet life is gonna be, is I cut out drinking my calories. So I cut out soda. I drank a lot of soda growing up. I drank a lot of soda. I drank a lot of the 99-cent Arizona drinks. I drank a lot of iced tea. I drank a lot of sugar, guys, like really. I remember thinking too, when I was like writing my notes about this, I was thinking about how one time I was like, I don't know, in my like early teens, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, dang, Wande, you haven't drank water in a while. Maybe you should, take a couple sips or something like that. So it was really that bad. Like I wasn't really drinking water. So one of the first things I did was I cut out soda. And just by doing that, I saw results, guys. Like I'm not even like BSing you guys. Just by that small modification, I started to see results. And when I started to see results, I got like happy. Like I was like, all right, I can do this. So let me see what other areas I can kind of, trim things out and begin to see more and more progress. So then I just stopped eating like processed snacks and things like that. So anything that was like common sense, like this is obviously not healthy, I wouldn't eat it. Or I would eat very little of it. I now became more conscious as well of my portion sizes as well. So if there was something that I did want to have or I did want to enjoy, I would just have like smaller amounts of it. So in addition to that common sense diet, so like cutting out things that were obviously not healthy for me, another thing that I did was I did not completely cut out carbs. First thing to go when people diet is carbs, and that's not bad. If that's what you feel is going to work for you, that's fine. Again, I'm saying what I did and how I did it. So I did not completely cut out carbs. However, I did become more aware of the amount that I was eating, and I did begin to like restrict how much I was eating. So for example, I had no idea of what a serving size of rice even looked like. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing that I did was I got the measuring spoon. So 1 cup, half a cup, 1/3 of a cup. And then I began to actually visualize what that looked like. So for example, when I portioned out half a cup, I was like, this is not even close to the normal portion size that I would serve myself without even thinking about, how many grams of carbs or how much this is. So like I was just so far off on what I thought was a small amount. One of the things that also helped me on my weight loss journey was canceling the all or nothing mentality that I had about food. So I need to have this all now because I'm never gonna have it later. So I had to really get rid of that thought process and that belief, because that was really messing me up. It was definitely leading me into like a life of binging and just having a really bad relationship with food overall. So for example, I know a lot of us have probably been there, but for example, today's Friday and I'll say, okay guys, I'm starting my diet on Monday, no more this, no more that. But because of this, no more this, no more that, I'm gonna go ham on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm gonna go ham. I'm gonna have Wendy's for breakfast. I'm gonna have, ice cream for lunch both days. Like, I'm just gonna go in with no regard. I'm just gonna go off. I'm gonna have everything that I wanna have because I'm not gonna be able to have it no more come Monday. I'm gonna have this one more time, and then I'm gonna start Tuesday, and it just becomes a cycle. And if you do end up tightening up and then maybe starting on Wednesday, it's like you've held this food item that you really like so much on a pedestal where it doesn't even belong, and you're like, I'm never gonna be able to have this. It's like this highly coveted thing. For me, it just doesn't work, and I end up binging on that item. It might not be a week into the diet, but it might be like a month in or something like that, or a few weeks in. It inevitably happens. So for me, I really had to cancel that way of thinking and really change my attitude about certain foods. Obviously, things like ice cream and cake or whatever with empty calories are not, foods that you need to have in your diet all the time. But for me, I think it's okay to have them once in a while and, in a healthy amount. So it's like your brain is like, okay, I can have this if I want to, if I feel like I want to, not coming out of the mindset of I need to have this now because I'm never gonna have it again type of thing. So another thing that I did was I let my goals be known. So what I mean by that is, I let my friends and some family members know that I was trying to lose weight, and they acted as like a source of accountability for me. Another thing that I did as well is to, if you're not, okay with like telling people verbally, which is completely fine, but I would make like a chart for myself, and I would like decorate it really nicely. And I would just be like, okay, like whatever my goal was, like, journey to X amount of pounds, or road to X amount of pounds. And then I would like, if I was giving myself like, 3 months or like however much time, and I would like make like boxes for each of them, so that every day I could like cross it out, like another day done, like. And then just like also like write words of encouragement for myself too, like, you can do it, you're gonna make it, things like that. I would even also put like days that I would reward myself to. So maybe like on the 30th of the month, I would like get like a massage or something like that. Another thing that I would do on those charts is, write my weigh-ins as well. So it just became like this visual thing. Like, it wasn't all in my head type of thing, but it was something that I could like look at, and it just honestly, it worked. I don't know what like methodology is behind it, but I really feel like doing that is very, very helpful. So that's something I did. I wish I had like the one that I did for myself back then, but I actually made one for myself recently, and I really like it. Other thing that I did on my journey was I had like a workout buddy, and a lot of people don't like working out with other people, but for me, I do, and it works for me. And again, it's another source of accountability. So back in college, I had a friend. We would always go running together. We would run all around campus together. We would work out in the gym together. Be a little bit choosy about who you make your workout partner, because if they're not as dedicated as you, if they don't have the same goals as you, they're kind of maybe like lackadaisical attitude about the goals or whatever might rub off on you, and you want to be as consistent and as strong throughout the process as possible. So yeah, not everybody can be your workout buddy, basically. Another thing I did that I actually didn't know that I was doing, but now that I think back on it, is intermittent fasting. So little story time. So back in college, I worked on campus, and a part of the job required me to work on campus during the summertime. They gave us free breakfast when we worked like the breakfast shift, and then lunch when we worked the lunch shift. Dinner was like around like 4 or 5 o'clock. So after that, I didn't eat anything. So I would eat at like maybe like 9 a.m. after the breakfast shift, and then my last meal would be like maybe like at 5 o'clock or something like that. So I didn't know that the term back then was intermittent fasting, but that's basically what I did. And now that I think about it, that time period was the time period where my transformation was really like evident. Like I would like walk into rooms and people would be like what the heck? Like, oh my gosh, Wande, like you lost mad weight. And another thing I want to talk about is going back to physical activity. I was working out twice a day. Now, I'm not saying you have to work out twice a day to lose 100 pounds, but this is just what I did. So in the morning, I would do cardio. So me and my friend, and again, a lot of my weight loss happened in college. So me and my friend, we would run around the campus. I think that was probably like a 2 or 3 mile run maybe. And then after that, and that would be before or after the breakfast shift. And then in the evening time, after we had dinner, we would do our second workout, which would be like lifting weights in the gym and things like that. So yeah, those 2-a-day workouts really helped. And one of the last tips and one of the final things I want to talk about that I did with my weight loss journey was learning how to cook. It's more to your advantage to be prepared. So that looked like meal prep for me. So I would always make sure that I had like some type of like healthy meals in the fridge for myself. Luckily, during that time period in college, I lived in like one of the apartment style ish campus dorms, so we had like a kitchen and things like that. Growing up, I didn't really have like a very expansive diet. It mainly consisted of like Chinese food, African food, pastelitos, just junk, basically. African food and junk. Kind of started off with what I knew, but then also incorporated all the new things I was learning from my nutrition classes. So for example, I would make like a lot of like Asian inspired dishes, because I grew up eating a lot of like takeout and stuff like that. So I would make like a lot of healthier inspired Asian dishes, so like brown rice with like broccoli stir fry and like chicken and things like that. So like with African food too, like using brown rice instead of white rice, or like using olive oil instead of like heavy palm oil. So I was still eating foods that I like recognized and I knew and I loved, but I was like making them more healthier, and I was making sure that I had them like readily available. Green tea. I drank a lot of green tea during my weight loss journey years ago. I'm not really sure of like the exact, I know there are a lot of, let me say I'm not sure, but I know that there are a lot of scientific claims out there that it does aid in weight loss and that it does aid in digestion and things like that. But for me, I know that when I drank green tea, I would drink a cup of green tea every morning, and I just felt like so light, if that makes sense. I felt very flushed out. Another point that I want to mention is that it wasn't a perfect journey. I definitely had my times where I was like, ugh, this is gonna take forever. I don't want to do this anymore. I think one of the main things that I did that, helped me get where I am today is I just didn't give up. If it was a day where I messed up, like that's completely okay. I still got on the wagon. I don't know if that's like an actual saying, but I still just got back up. It may seem tough and it may seem hard, but literally just keep going. Just keep going, because you're not going to regret the hard work that you put into it, but you will regret the work. You will regret not putting work into the process. So before I did this video, I asked some people on my Instagram what type of questions they want me to address in this video. So some people responded, and I just want to quickly address address some of those. So one person asked me, is the key diet or is it exercise? I would definitely say the key is diet. Yes, I would say the key is diet. And I would say that because I just look at both phases, I guess. Phase 1 is like, you know, the heavier 282-pound person trying to lose 100 pounds. And then like phase 2 is like me now trying to get, trying to move forward with my goals. Back then, like I said before, I didn't start really with rigorous exercise. I just cut out certain things in my diet, and with that alone, I started seeing results. With me now, I would say I work out. I'm a very active person now, so I work out like maybe 4 to 5 times a week, and I've been doing that for a while now. And like, it's kind of frustrating because I'm not really where I want to be. I realize it's definitely my eating that's prohibiting me from getting there, because I take like progress pictures now, so every month, and I'm just looking at the pictures and I'm like, nothing's really happening. Realizing I'm eating more food in general than I think that I'm eating. And once I got a hold of that, I just started seeing results. Like I even like woke up the other day and I was like, wow, like I'm starting to feel like more slim. So I would definitely say it's diet. And I'll just answer one last question. So what helped me stay consistent? So one of the biggest things that helped me stay consistent, and I want to actually talk about is in another video, is like just my overall health. There was one point in my life where I thought I was diabetic. Like nobody could tell me nothing. I thought I had type 2 diabetes. And me thinking that was one of the things that helped me stay consistent. And I was reading things like you can reverse it and things like that. So that was in my head the entire time, guys. Knowing that my health was on the line was what helped me stay consistent, if I want to put it in quick words. So guys, thank you so much for sitting through this video. I know this was a lot, but just again, thank you so much. I hope that you got something from this. Please let me know in the comments if there's something that I mentioned that you want me to expound on, that you want me to talk a little bit more about. If there's somebody in your life that is, thinking about starting a weight loss journey or is frustrated where they're currently at, make sure you share this video with them. And we can even, talk one-on-one as well too. So I'll put my Instagram name right there as well if you want to DM me on Instagram. And I also wanted to tell you guys about a new series that I'm going to be starting. And see, I'm making it known, so that means I have to do it. Okay, one of my tips. But I'm going to be doing this series called Road to 175. So 175 is my goal weight. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing kind of like a vlog style, like weekly updates and stuff like that. So yeah, that's, like I said, that was one of my tips. That's what helps me, is to make my journey known, and just like putting it out there. So I'm excited to start that. So look out for those videos. And yeah, so if you like this video, or if you liked any of the tips that I shared, make sure you hit that like button, and also make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.